या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मीरारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। पूज्य माँ भगवती, पूज्य Sri Arvind, you all are the chosen children of our Divine Mother. 24th of November 1973, that was the day when Sri Aurobindo got himself remolded into Krishna consciousness in toto. Krishna consciousness of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Krishna consciousness of Kurukshetra, and Krishna consciousness of Srimad Bhagavat was the real Krishna consciousness, Purna Purushottam Paramatma, at individually a perfect form of divinity. Sri Aurobindo has written, there are 4 greater events of the world. First, siege of Troy. Second one, crucifixion of Lord Jesus Christ. Third, exile of Lord Krishna from Mathura to Vrindavan. And fourth, colloquial on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. The original Krishna consciousness was referred to here by 2 divine events. Exile of Lord Krishna from Mathura to Vrindavan and colloquial on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Now Sri Aurobindo realized this Krishna conscious in totality as an individual perfection. On 24th of November 1926 and on 24th of November 1973, the day was the same, the moment was the same. Sri Aurobindo was perfect Krishna consciousness in physicality, vitality and mentality. But in supramental body on 73. And Mother on 17th November 1973 left her body, left her mortality, being transmitted by light of mind of light from Sri Aurobindo's those physical body. On the base of that supramentalized individual body, Mother started receiving intimations from 1958 to develop the base of the mind of light transmitted to her by Sri Aurobindo on 5th December. Created the new portals, created the new stem cells, created the new new stem cells, new pattern in her body, and gradually reducing the mortality of her physicality, mortality of her vitality, and mortality of her mentality. And gradually mother became the mindless space, and it is that mindless space of mortality, that mindless space of mortal body, that mindless space of the human body of the mother started projecting her supramental body for the earth and the man. We people could not see, somehow or the other, whatever might be the destiny and play of destiny, we or the people around her might be the victims of this destiny. Whatever might be the play of divine is inaccessible to our mind. Our mind is bounded mind, yet still, and till the day of 1973, it was not remolded into the boundless light. Our mind at that time was not boundless light. We are not ready yet to see with our mortal eyes the supramental body of the mother that was projected from her body, her mortal body, and mother left the cocoon. George's one Rekham also, searching out from archives certain documents, certain letters, certain original letters written by Sri Aurobindo, and certain original letters written by mother to the disciples. And whatever was suggested, presented, occurred by mother during that sadhana, during that period, here quoted in order to understand the last 6 months experiences of the mother proceeding from mortality to immortality. It's a final stage of this transition that had ever taken place on the earth before. A very remarkable transition. And that is here in this mind of cells, Satprem, mentioned in the last chapter. We could not see supramental body, though it was there on the earth, though it was there realistically and scientifically, suprapsychologically on the earth, getting projected from mother's mortal body. That was the rarest of the rarest event. The path that Sri Aurobindo has chalked out in Savitri's second line across the path of the divine event. That was the divine event and was to be realized by the humanity entirely. That was the divine event to be realized by the people who were there in Pondicherry as the representative of the external humanity. Those were the representatives who were to see it with their own eyes on 24th of November 1973. So, up till now, what were the glimpses, what were the indications, what were the signals suggested, occurred and presented before Satprem by mother have all to be collected in this last chapter, and Satprem did it. Satprem did it in this last chapter, and where we can have the comprehensive glimpses that this is how mother might have created her supramental body in her mortal body. Sri Aurobindo created his supramental body within his body, but he accepted death too at that time. That is one link of transfiguration and transformation. The second link that was established by Mother, that living in her human body, she created her supramental body within her body and made it so powerful, so powerful, so powerful that invisibility of divinity can be made visible to the human eyes. But whatever might be the reason, we don't go deeper into it, and it is none of our business, but we take it for granted that it is to be the destiny of the entire universe, and our own destiny too, that we could not see it with our mortal eyes on day 24th of November 1973. And Mother was given Samadhi on 28th November 1973. That is what the record, that is what the document. So Satprem collected, because he was not eyewitness of the last 6 months proceedings, was not eyewitness of the Mother's final stage experiences of final migration from mortal body to immortal body, mortal body to supramental body, from visible body to invisible body, and to be made it visible for our little mind and little eyes and bounded mind. So the signal moments were collected by Satprem, referring to the entire sadhana of Mother throughout the span of 1958 to 1973, and that is the last chapter. '66. What Mother said before Satprem, and Satprem was eyewitness to it. 66. Men don't know. They should know. They should know, but they don't know. We should know, but we don't know. We should know, but we don't know even today. But they don't. That things have a consciousness and a power of manifestation of their own. The things, some things have a consciousness to be willfully visible to the bounded mind and limited mind, human mind, corporeal mind of the people around the body of the Mother and people living there in Pondicherry. Because they have been all accepted there. Mother was the magnetic force. Mother was creating new magnetic fields, scientifically speaking, after relativity. But still, something might have been there which became the preventive curtain between visibility and invisibility of supramental body. It's very difficult to understand, very difficult and hard to grasp. And Satprem, it was shock for Satprem that he was prevented from witnessing this last decisive scenario experienced actually by the Mother in her mortal body. And Mother says, things have a consciousness and a power of manifestation. That thing, what will happen? Mother knows it. She is divine. And she is doing it. She knows it, but still to accomplish the vision of Sri Aurobindo and to accomplish the boon that is to be realized by the entire earth and the man, nearer and nearer and nearer to final and ultimate realization. Mother tried her level best and suffered a lot to make this vision comprehensive to the little minds and little plot of mortality on the part of the human beings around her and human beings lived at the time in humanity. Manifestation of their own, and that all those destructive devices and all those destructive devices, their utilization, and even if man don't want to use them, there is a force stronger than we are which compels them to use them. And these are the certain destructive forces might have played the role, and people on 24th of November 1973 might not see it. Might not see it. Things have a consciousness, whether Satprem writes, things have a consciousness, whether they are bombs, cells, or atoms. The truth is that the entire universe is a consciousness, and that matter is consciousness, precisely what we are not. Mother realized, we did not. Mother realized, we failed to realize. Mother realized, we failed to see it. Though we are consciousness, eligible to receive this boon, as experimented, as launched, as successfully created, as successfully remolded, somehow or the other, because of certain forces, we could not realize it. That is what Satprem writes. That matter is precisely what we are not. We mistake intelligence for consciousness. We mistake intelligence for consciousness. Our intelligence at that time fell short of grasping the supreme divine reality that was taking place on mortal earth, in mortal body of the mother. And that cocoon, when it was on the threshold of death, going to leave that cocoon, residues. They are not relics. It is residues, cocoons. It is to be left out like caterpillar while becoming butterfly. We mistake intelligence for consciousness. We consider intelligence for consciousness. Intelligence is not consciousness, and consciousness is not intelligence. Consciousness includes intelligence. Intelligence doesn't include consciousness. The orbit of intelligence is very small, and the orbit of consciousness is universal. Orbit of consciousness is omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient. This is the difference between consciousness and intelligence. Till today we don't understand. Till today we accept mind to be soul and soul to be mind. On that day, what type of stage humanity might have? Today it is only we, with trust, with confidence, with the spirit of surrender, we can just have the glimpse of it. We can still today not estimate, not design, or not have any blueprint as such, because 6 months were the months which was a greater vacuum in the life of Satprem, while recording mother's utmost precious yogic experiences which had been ever committed and ever achieved by any of the yogis of the world. Any of the yogis of the world. We mistake intelligence for consciousness, and that is why we do not see any of the universe as it is. The supramental universe was presented before us in one individual, and in one individual is Divine Mother, World Mother. Still we could not see it. We live with an idea of the universe, an explosive idea. Our idea was explosive. That idea was not creative. That idea was not comprehensive. That idea was reaction. It was not the thought being received by the mindless space. It is not the thought being received by the mind of light. It is not the thought received by the supramental mind that was there within the mortal body and immortal body of mother, or just on the verge of immortal body is to be left out, is to be kept aside by immortal body of the mother. So this is a last moment of mortal life of mother, and the birth of the immortal life, birth of the immortal entity, birth of the immortal supramental body of the mother. We can imagine that moment. Which of the two will finally prevail? Which of the two will finally prevail? That idea or the consciousness within matter? The idea or the consciousness with matter, there Satprem put a question mark. We cannot finally distinguish that was our idea as reaction or that was the idea as the root of matter, that is our consciousness. Matter is also materialized form of consciousness. It is the capital energy that has become matter. It is the capital energy that has become solar light. It is the capital energy that has become fire. It is the capital energy that has become our living matter of cells, and it is the capital energy that has become the soil of the earth of our planet. That is the consciousness in matter. Still, we could not have this exceptionally unique and extraordinarily scientific experience launched by the mother, lived by the mother in the last moment of her mortal human life in the ashram. She left apparently. Satprem writes, she left apparently. She left her body apparently before our eyes. Before our eyes. But what was left out? What was left out? The supramental body was left out. The supramental divine matter was left out. The supramental transfigured entity was left out. The supramental immortal entity was left out. The supramental immortal entity of supreme light was left out. What was left out? The cocoon was left out. Cocoon was left out, and butterfly has flown away before our senses, before our mind and before our eyes, but we could not see it. And Sri Aurobindo also, and for the same reasons, what Sri Aurobindo left out before our eyes, we could not see the mind of light transmitted by Sri Aurobindo to the mother. We could not see it. For the same reasons, mother also left her cocoon and we could not see it. Because at that time Sri Aurobindo wrote categorically that still, though I have got this supramental transmitted as mind of light to mother, humanity, people around me also could not see it. This is for the same reason that earth was not ready. Earth was not ready. Our human eyes were not ready. Our human matter was not ready. The mold of our human matter at physical level, vital level and mental level was not ready. Mother and Sri Aurobindo did not come to preach or reveal. Mother and Sri Aurobindo did not come, Satprem writes, to reveal or to teach, preach. They came to do. They came to do this, which was also slipped away from our hands. Which was also slipped away from our hands. Because there is a gap in our fingers, there is a gap in our mind. It is the gap of intelligence, not the gap of consciousness. It is meddling intellects. There are holes in our vessel of mind from where that Holy Grail became full of holes. Holy Grail, though it is Holy Grail, it became full of holes. So the divinity, drops of totality of Krishna consciousness, dots of supramental light, just throughout, wasted. And one important moment we people, because of our intellectual play, could not seize, could not hold, could not realize. They came to do, and they did what they had come to do, and they did. They have completed their assignment, they have completed their vision, they have completed their vision accessible to our human mind and to our human body too. The thing is done. Satprem said the thing is done. They came to open up and set free in a small corner of matter, in a small portion of human cellular substance, are groups of cells just as they are without their coatings and evolutionary. All words are very relevant, significant, and symbolic. Crushed, and this in spite or with the help of all obstacles, their bodies were a laboratory for evolution. What they did is an evolutionary operation. It was the master surgery ever committed by ever scientist, ever any yogi of the world was completed, and we could not seize it. We could not hold it. We could not retain it. We could not experience it on that very first moment of the supramental world to be born. Gospels may fail, but not the sale. Gospel may fail, but not the sale. The sale which were transfigured, which were transformed, which created new pattern in the mortal body of the mother, took the new design of supramental body. Sale did not fail, sale could not fail, and sale never failed. But we failed to receive it. We failed to receive it. We failed to see it. We failed to experience it. But as usual, we do not see anything except slogans and millions of radios and televisions blaring out lie truths or truth lies. We can see, we can hear, we can listen to radios and television and medias and newspapers, lie truths and truth lies. Truth wear the garments of falsehood, and falsehood wears the garment of truth, and we are all the while victims of this interplay that itself is a falsehood. Throughout the world, and no one can make sense of anything. And slogans and all such dictums, all such false principles, and all such false declarations were all byproduct and products of our faulty, meddling intellect and faulty, meddling mind. Except that our foundations are growing shaky. Except that our foundations are growing shaky. Whether Sri Aurobindo failed in his yoga, whether mother failed in her yoga, what mother got, what Sri Aurobindo got, a big question mark is before our little intellect. So we are these victims of our own meddling intellect. We are victims of our own imperfection. Perfection is taking shape before our very eyes. Divinity is manifesting in toto before our very eyes. But we fail to receive this true, genuine, realistic, superhuman experience and fact of the super scientific reality. That is what our fate. That is what our unpreparedness, and still we are passing through the same time and same error of judgment. In 63, Mother indicated, it is impossible for any change to take place, even in a single element or in a single point of the earth consciousness, without involving the entire earth in this change. Unless entire earth is getting in this collaboration, as I told you yesterday, the new Govardhan Leela, unless and until we are entering into this programming of the divine with spirit of trust, with spirit of surrender, and with an on equal wavelength, then only we can realize, we can visualize, and we can make it our concrete, wonderfully true experience, provided our one portal in our body is ready to accept this new reality presented, launched and created by Mother throughout her life between 1958 to 1973. In a single point of the earth consciousness without involving the entire earth in this change. So earth was not ready. It is inevitable. Earth should be ready is an inevitable fact. Transmitter is transmitting, but receiver should be also equally competent to receive it. Wavelength should be well set, and wavelength should be set prior to receptivity. Wavelength to be set prior to its receptivity. Drop is falling down on the ground. We must hold our hand ready beforehand. It's not after we can just hold our hand to receive what has already fallen. It is fallen. And we fail to hold our hand which was to be kept ready prior to this occurrence. Prior to this occurrence. That is what mothers indicated. It's inevitable. Everything is tightly interwoven. And a vibration in one place necessarily has worldwide. Vibration in my body has become worldwide. But world did not become adequately ready even at the moment. My moment was also lost, and the moment of Sri Aurobindo was also lost. That is what the indication Mother gave in 65. And a vibration in one place necessarily has worldwide. I am not saying universal, I am saying worldwide. Consequences, we are to witness mere consequences. We are not to witness the quantum of divinity here on earth. We are simply to witness the consequences of our error of judgments. Our error of judgments. It is perhaps about time that the world awakened to the reality of the phenomenon before all the little heads or presidents, bishops, biologists, yogis and anitullas come flying off before our bewildered eyes. We can see certain miracles taking place in the world. We cannot receive the grandest miracle that has launched by the divine on the human soil and on the mortal soil of our planet. The way to change the world is to be found in the body. The way to change the world is found in the body. As Lord Jesus Christ was the way, Mother also became the way for tomorrow's new manifestation of supramental world. But we are deviated. We have been deviated on that moment and we could not pick up it rightly. The way to change the world is to be found in the body, in the cells. That is what is changing, nothing else. All the bodies. She would say all the rest is just bubblings of the brain. It is because of the bubblings of the brain, bubbling and just throbbing of our meddling little intellect that we could not keep. We could not realize the whole, we could not realize the total, and we could not realize the real concrete play of divinity before our very nose and eyes here on the earth.